Welcome to Paranormal Nightfall. Alien Species Part 1. Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are perhaps one of the oldest alien species known. They are mentioned in texts and shown in the art of the day, back over 4,000 years ago, and were known to the Sumerians. Some believe they have been here for 500,000 years. Clay tablet writings indicate that they even worshipped the Anunnaki as gods. Sumeria existed from 4500 to 1750 BC between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in Mesopotamia. They look like humans, but a bit larger, reaching 8 or 9 feet in height. It's widely believed that they come from a planet called Nibiru. The planet is within the solar system with a wildly unusual orbit. It has an eccentric orbit that takes 3,600 years to go full circle. This orbit takes it into the far reaches of space as well as the inner solar system. Many believe that they came to Earth to pillage its resources. On its last pass by the Earth, the planet crashed into a rock or asteroid. That caused them to leave their home world and settle on Earth. They created a working class to mine gold to repair their planet's atmosphere. Some believed the working class were actually humans, that they genetically engineered from the pre-humans that existed at the time. They created human beings in their own image. But they did provide technology to the Sumerians, such as the plow and possibly trigonometry. Cuneiform, one of the oldest forms of writing, may also have been a gift from the Anunnaki overlords. Perhaps they did so to benefit themselves by providing the tools to farm and to build larger buildings. The Sumerians would provide them with clothing, food, and basic transportation. They would also create statues to honor them. Unfortunately, because the Anunnaki are such an old race, there are no available modern-day stories of interactions with these beings. Goblins or Little Green Men. The origin of goblins or little green men stems from a case in the Hopkinsville Goblins case in 1955. The case was even investigated by Project Blue Book. The Sutton family lived on a small family farm near the southwestern Kentucky town of Hopkinsville. The farmhouse was primitive by modern standards, having no running water, phone, radio, television, or books. On the evening of August 21, 1955, the Sutton family and a few friends were enjoying a nice quiet night at home. The family said that around 7 p.m., a family friend, Bill Taylor, went to their well to retrieve some water. That's when he saw a bright and silver object. Exhaust from the craft was rainbow-colored. It moved with no noise whatsoever. The object approached the house and landed. The family didn't believe him at first. An hour later, the family's dogs began barking, and with Taylor and family member, Lucky Sutton, went to the back door. There they saw a strange glow and a small humanoid creature. They described it as being 3.5 feet tall with oversized round head, long arms and eyes that glowed yellow. The men grabbed a rifle and shotgun and began firing at the intruder as the creature approached the back door. Upon firing, the creature threw its hands up in the air, turned and fled the onslaught. Shortly thereafter, they saw another creature that approached a side window in the house. They again began firing and the creature once again fled. Taylor decided to step outside, perhaps to see if the coast was clear. He stood under the covered porch when a claw-like hand reached down and touched his hair. The family grabbed him and brought him back into the house. Lucky Sutton fired into the porch roof and at a creature in a nearby tree. The family and friends remained in the house until they were certain the creatures were gone. But they could hear scratching on the roof of the porch. By 11 p.m. they had enough and made a run for their trucks. Soon afterward, they arrived at the local police station with a startling claim that small, unusual beings from a spacecraft were attacking their farmhouse. The group consisted of 5 adults and 7 children. They were clearly disturbed by the incident. The adults held the creatures off for around 4 hours by using the guns. There had been shooting at a few short, dark creatures. Worried about a potential armed conflict between local homeowners, police officials consisting of city law enforcement officer, state troopers, deputy sheriffs, and military police officers from neighboring Fort Campbell, got to the Sutton farmhouse. Despite their efforts, they discovered no indications of the supposed aliens, beside proof of shooting and damages to doors and window screens caused by firearms. Some believed the family was drunk, but this couldn't be the case since they were very religious and did not drink. Besides, children were there too. Sightings have been reported by others who report the creature's skin color as green. A departure from the Sutton story. Goblins are small and greenish silver in color. They are bipedal with 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. However, in the Hopkinsville case they were never described as being green. They are hairless with heads much larger than a human head. Little is known as to where they come from. As in where they are from, this is another puzzle since nothing is known about their place of origin. Sasani. The Sasani, also known as the Yahil, are believed to be a hybrid of several alien species including greys and reptilians, although some believe they are a result of human and reptilian DNA. These hybrids were then further developed by manipulating human DNA. The Sasani may have been created by an ancient civilization. They are mentioned in Sumerian texts dating back to more than 5,000 years ago. The Sasani are generally tall with long arms and legs and about 5 feet tall. They have an elongated head, sometimes with hair being visible, with almond-shaped eyes and large ears. They often have reptilian-like scales that give them a reptilian appearance. Their lifespan can extend hundreds of years. Some believe they look a lot like angels with large wings, multiple eyes, and several sets of arms reminiscent of several Hindu deities. The Sasani also have the ability to communicate telepathically. Once the Sasani were created, some say they were provided their own planet to live on. Although this is controversial, others say they live in large underground cities where they continue to explore their spiritual lives. They may have originated from 2 planets nearly 5 light-years from Earth. Stars within that range include Alpha Centauri. The reasons surrounding these hybrids were due to the Greys genetically engineering their own DNA to the point where they could no longer reproduce naturally. They could only continue by cloning themselves. However, cloning produces no genetic variations that inherently cause issues. They are said to be a higher being than humans and more in touch with their higher or spiritual selves. They are thought to be here to help the people of Earth to develop higher levels of technology and spirituality. Many believe their purpose is pure, but others think their intentions are more sinister. There are no stories of direct interaction with this species that can easily be found. Arcturians. Arcturians are thought to be one of the oldest alien species, perhaps being the first intelligent species in the Milky Way. They possess great knowledge and are considered very wise. They are considered one of the kindest beings in the galaxy. Arcturians spend much of their time outside the physical realm on a spiritual plane. They can live for several hundred years. They feed off of spiritual energy, not needing food to exist. Arcturians are around 5 feet tall with large eyes and greenish-blue translucent skin. They have elongated skulls with presumably large brains. Their bodies are disproportionate in size when compared to humans. They have 3 fingers. Arcturians, like some other alien species, communicate telepathically. They are far more technologically advanced than humans with highly developed craft they travel in. Arcturians have built bases all over the Earth as well on the Moon. They originated from the planet Arcturus in the Bootes constellation, approximately 36 light-years from Earth. Arcturus is the brightest star in that constellation. Their goal is to develop their minds and intellect and achieve high levels of spiritual enlightenment. As such, they try to protect humanity from other nefarious species. They desire the psychic energy surrounding the Earth in order to live and further develop. Famous American clairvoyant, Edgar Cayce, wrote about contact with Arcturians while in a dream state. Cayce often wrote about his visions and predictions, many of which came true. He considered entering into a dream state the only way to contact the Arcturians. What's your favorite alien? Have you ever met one? Leave your comments below. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this.